Happy Halloween! Did you get a fright? It's only me. Hi everyone, my name is Rachel and welcome to the French Seams. So today is Halloween. It's a Friday sews. I thought it would be fun to do a Halloween Friday sews. So I've got my Halloween lights and I've got my new costume and I've got an awful lot to catch you up on. So shall we dive straight in? So I hope you've all had a good week. It's been a very good week here in the French Seams household. It's been a very, very busy week and we've had midterm here. So the boys have been in creche full time, but there's been an awful lot of activities going on. We've been away as a family. So I'd like to catch you up on everything that's happened in the past week. So a huge thank you to everybody who watched my Friday Sews video last week. I'll link that down below as well. But without further ado, I think we shall dive straight in. So what am I wearing? I hear you ask. So if you are a long-term viewer of my channel, or maybe a not so long-term viewer of my channel, you know I love making my two boys Halloween costumes, or any costume for that matter. This year they wanted to be sharks, and I have their costumes here. I'm filming this ahead of time, by the way. They will be wearing these for trick-or-treating. So I shall show you what I made them. So this is older French Seams costume, and this is his shark, and then I've got one for baby French Seams, and this is his shark, and they look absolutely adorable. So as always, I use a combination of the fabulous pattern, the Peekaboo pattern, Ultimate Costume Creator. And that's how I was able to use the hood, which is wonderful. And then I teamed that with just sweatshirts and hoodies I have patterns for. So for baby French Seams one, I've got his lovely Peekaboo Patterns hood, and I sandwich in a little bit of felt in here and then just cut it up to make the little jagged teeth. A little bit of felt here for the eyes, and they're just buttons that I sewed on as well. So he's got a lovely hood. It's fully lined in red, which I think gives a kind of shark mouth effect, I think. Then he wanted a pullover hoodie. So this is the Waves and Wild Adventure Raglan hoodie. More on Waves and Wild later. So this is the raglan hoodie. I use the Waves and Wild thumbs up pattern, so he gets thumb holes. And then for his, again, I just cut a bit of fleece and made a little shark tummy. And then it's got a lovely waistband, popped in a Cozy Club Handmade made by Mum label. And then on the back, I put on his dorsal fin and his tail. And these pattern pieces I got from the shark pencil case that I made a few weeks ago. It's a free pattern by Studio 77. I made both my boys' shark pencil cases, and I was able to use the templates. I just scaled them up and I was able to make little fins that I've stuffed with toy stuffing. So this is baby French Seams one, which is adorable. Then older French Seams one, very, very similar. He has his lovely hood as well, again with the eyes. He wanted his eyes a little crazy looking, so they're kind of going weird directions. The little requirements my clients have are hilarious. Again, on the inside he gets red. I should say all this fabric is from Dries & Stuffen. Then he wanted a zip-up hoodie because he thought that would be more shark-like. So this is the Waves and Wild I Can Zip hoodie. I have made this for him before. It does have really nice style lines for kind of slant pockets, but I just left them all for this. Oh, I should mention, sorry, yes, pockets. They both have pockets. I just put in inseam pockets here lined in red because they've been decided these are gill pockets. So for his, I did the zip up, and then I put on again this little thing of felt. Again, he's got a lovely waistband, he's got the same label, and then he's got the same dorsal and tail fin at the back as well. I think I might have sized his up ever so slightly more than baby French Seams one. Then older French Seams has got a lovely zip, which I bound here, and then on the hood he's got lovely specky seamstress binding, which these lovely welly boots, which I think is really, really cute. So these are lovely, they're lovely and warm, they're lovely and cozy, and the boys just love wearing them, and they look super, super cute. So hopefully I'll pop in a few pictures of them here. So these are the boys' costumes, which are just great. Not to be left behind, I think I mentioned maybe a year or two ago that I had discovered that Peekaboo Patterns do an adult costume creator. I know. So of course I had to buy that. So this is the adult version of it, and I decided I wanted to be a dinosaur, and this is what I came up with. So again, this fabric is from Dries & Stuffen, a lovely kind of green, almost kind of melange fabric, which is lovely. You know I love green. So this is pink to line the hood. And do I have spikes and a tail? Yes, of course I do. I shall show you. So here are my spikes and my tail. Hilarious. I had so much fun making this. Did I mention that? So this is the adult version. So you can see the nice hood. I'll pop that up again. So again, the hood get seams here, which means you can put in the spikes in the hood like this. And then I've got my little eyes and my teeth as well. So I had so much fun making this. My boys don't really know I've made this. They kind of have an idea, but I'm going to give them a surprise now in the morning, which will be hilarious. My husband got a fright when I had this out earlier and he thought it was for him. He was very relieved it was just for me. So this is my costume. So this adult costume creator comes in a full length kind of onesie pattern like the children's one does as well, with a centre zip to get in and out of it. But I just cut the front on the seam and I just added a hemband just to make it more like a hoodie. I thought that would be a little bit more wearable. And because this is so lovely and cozy and squashy and the spikes are squashy, it's just going to be a lovely warm hoodie anyway. And I just think it's hilarious. And it's pink and green. So they are my costumes for Halloween and I've had so much fun doing them, and thank you for indulging me. My days of making my boys matching clothes is numbered. My days of me matching my boys, I'm sure, is numbered. So I'm taking full advantage of being able to dress up for Halloween, and I fully intend on going around the neighbourhood trick-or-treating. That's just how I roll, really. So anyway, moving on, because I have an awful lot to get through today to discuss with you. So how was my week? So my week was very, very good. It was very busy. Cast your minds back to last week. I went to the Craft Cinema, which is relatively new here in Dublin. I will link the Instagram page down below. Please, if you're local to Dublin or not so local to Dublin, give them a follow, because they're already announcing dates for future events. So they book out a cinema. They keep the lights on and everybody just crafts, and it is marvellous. We watched Practical Magic and I brought my crochet. So as an update, I have pretty much finished my crochet jumper. So this is my Christmas jumper. I haven't woven in any ends and I need your advice. Please, can somebody tell me how I block this or wash it or do something? So I need your advice on this, but this is my Christmas jumper. Here we go. She is pretty much finished. So I did a lot of this at the Craft Cinema, but I was running out of yarn. I think I mentioned that before. This pattern is the Iron Lamb Festive Granny sweater and I loved making it, but it comes up very, very small. I made a size medium grading to a large at the hips. I had to add 10 rounds of these trebles to the bodice to make it anyway long for me. I had to add 6 rounds to each sleeve to make it the length that I wanted. So I think they had recommended 500 grams for the green. I ended up having to buy an extra ball. Was I playing yarn chicken finishing this? Yes. So you can see here, I got this far. That's where I ran out of my other ball. So I've just finished it with red. I might change it, I might not, we'll see. My sister's also making this and she is itty bitty, so she might have some green left over, so I might finish off this little rib, but I think it's kind of cute that this is my little calling card at the back that I absolutely ran out of yarn, and this is how much I ran out by. But anyway, so this is my finished jumper and I'm so pleased. It's purely trebles. I think it would be the perfect beginner pattern. I'm a complete beginner when it comes to garment crochet, but I loved making this. It's got this beautiful detail here with the stripes, and then you do the whole of the bodice, split off the bodice here under the arm, then do each sleeve. It's just a lovely, lovely pattern. And then you do kind of decreases here, and then you do the lovely cuff detail, which is gorgeous. So you have the cuff neckband, and then you also have it at the bottom for the hem as well. So yeah, it's lovely. I need to weave in all the ends and then just make it block it, and because I assume that'll change the fit as well. So, but I'm so happy with this, and it is so quick. I cast this on, do you cast on crochet? Put it on the hook? I'm not quite sure. I started this on October the 1st. So it took basically a month, but that was with little breaks here and there, also waiting a good few days for the yarn to arrive. I should say I got all this yarn from the Wool Warehouse. It's beautiful, superwash wool. It's absolutely beautiful. So in around a month, but I'd say if you were working on it consistently, then 3 weeks or whatever. It's so quick, and I have ripped this back a good few times. If I hadn't had to rip it back to check the sizing, I could have had this done weeks ago, to be perfectly honest. It's that quick. So this is my beautiful crochet jumper, and I loved working on that in the Craft Cinema. This hood is really heavy. So that was what I was working on in the Craft Cinema, which I love doing. So keep an eye out. They've now announced the date for the Christmas movie. So keep an eye on the Instagram, and I'm really, really looking forward to going to that. I'll be then working on my Christmas socks. So that was my cinema night, which was fabulous, and Practical Magic is just brilliant. I hadn't seen it in years, but it was really, really enjoyable. What else did I do? I took my boys to the zoo, which was a lovely day out. So I think I have some pictures here, which I'll pop in throughout as well. They have got this thing called Wild Lights in Dublin Zoo. So I think I've mentioned here before, they used to have this kind of dinosaur animatronic installation thing. That's now finished. They've now got this thing called Wild Lights, and it's these kind of light up structures. So after the zoo is closed, you can go and walk around, and all these structures, animals are lit up. It's really, really pretty. But during the day, you can just see them as normal. So my boys loved seeing those as well. So we had a great day out that day. I jumped on a social sparkle with my wonderful, wonderful friend Sam, so let's sparkle. But the main thing I got done on my lovely, lovely friend Sam's social sparkle was her fabulous face wipes pattern. So I think I mentioned this last week that she is now doing kits. So she's got the most fabulous shop on her website. I'll link that down below. You can sign up for social sparkles. You can shop in her shop. She has most wonderful things. So I'd highly, highly recommend you jumping on and taking a look at that. And she had very, very kindly sent me a face wipes kit. So I'll pop in a little picture of what came here. And on that social sparkle, I was able to make this up. So it probably all in between cutting and chatting took less than an hour and a half, but there was an awful lot of chatting. So you can tell how speedy it is. These are the perfect gift for yourself or for others. I think it's really, really cute. So I made the little pouch. She even pops in a little label and then pops in a little snap, which I just sewed in. So she gives you instructions for the beautiful pouch. And then on the social, I made up 6 wipes. And here they are in this beautiful fabric. So it's this beautiful pink fabric on one side, and then the other side is this gorgeous bamboo toweling, which is super, super soft. So I've been using the ones that the lovely Sam very kindly gave me. So obviously I look 19 with using my lovely face wipes, but they're a beautiful, beautiful thing to use. I really like them and I loved making them. So it's just little squares of bamboo toweling and then this beautiful fabric, and then turned out and top stitched and everything. They're just beautiful. They come out so nicely and so quick and easy and speedy, and I think they're just fabulous. So thank you very, very much, Sam, and I would highly recommend her face wipes kit. So I'll link that directly down below as well. So that was my sewing social. We went on a weekend away because it was the bank holiday, so I'll pop in a few pictures here. We went around all the Halloween things. It's marvellous. So there was face painting everywhere we went. There was scavenger hunts everywhere we went. There was sweeties and pumpkins everywhere we went. It was just fabulous, and my boys had the best time. So we had a very, very lovely weekend away because it was a bank holiday here in Ireland, which was great. And it was just lovely just to get away. It was just great. And the weather kind of cooperated, but it was lovely. So that was my weekend. Then when I came back, I was able to jump on the lovely Hayley Thready Set Goes social. That was the monthly roundup of her pattern for October, which was the Luna backpack by Studio 77, which I had shown you last week, I think, was the week before, must have been last week. So, and as a reminder, here's my Luna backpack, the lovely zip and the lovely webbing at the back, and then the inside has got little pen holders and little water bottle holder here as well. Here's my water bottle. So fully lined little backpack as well with a zip. Very, very cute pattern. And on the social, she was talking to Emma from Studio 77, Jenny from Jenny Stitches, and Louise from Ethel and Joan, and it was so interesting hearing her talk to those 3 ladies, their experience, how they got started. It was just a really, really great event, so I really, really enjoyed listening to that. So I will link Thready Set Go as well below, because I really enjoy being part of that group and jumping on the socials and doing the pattern club and stuff as well. It's really, really great. So that was another social thing that I had this week, which was just marvellous. What else did I get up to? So I've had a little bit of happy post. First off, I got these beautiful labels. You know how I love a label. And these are from Cozy Club Handmade. So she sent in this little note saying sewing is my superpower. And then I got a pack of her newly released Christmas labels, and they are just the cutest. So you get a few of these, which say self-made, which are super cute. So a couple of those. Then you get these ones, which are double-sided. On this side, they're gold with a bow, and it says, with love at Christmas. And then on the back, it says, nice, naughty, I tried, which I think is adorable. So a couple of those beautiful ones. And then the other ones are, which I think are hilarious, Fleece Navidad. Aren't they just fabulous? So cute. So I got those, very, very happy with those, and the shipping there is just fabulous. It's so quick. I also got a delivery from Rainbow Fabrics. So they recently had a cord drop, which is lovely and very seasonally appropriate. I'll pop a code here, Rachel !VIP, where you can get 20% off site-wide with my code. That's an affiliate link. Thank you very, very much. But I had picked this beautiful navy cord. So it's really nice, quite thick wale, but almost kind of like a double wale kind of thing. It's really, really nice. It's got the tiniest stretch, not a huge amount, but it's just beautiful. I think it's so lovely. So if I pull out one layer for you, here we go. It's a lovely weight as well. It's absolutely beautiful. I was half thinking I need to make a pair of navy cord trousers, and I was thinking about the sepia trousers. You know, I've been talking about them all summer. I've made shorts, I've made 2 of the barrow legs, and I've made the wide leg as well. But I was thinking I could make an autumnal version. I probably wouldn't do the paper bag waist. I'd just do a straight elastic waist, even not that gathered, but just do a pair of those trousers. I think would be lovely in this fabric. So that's going straight in the wash now that it's been shown to you. I also got one more delivery, and this is very, very exciting. So you will have heard me talk about my lovely friend Orla. She's Sewa over on Instagram. I'll link her below. She is the lovely lady that I did this sewing space station with back in January, I think. And then we also during the summer made the Cara Threads Scotty bag, the kind of leather one. I'll pop in a picture here. Fabulous. So she is just an amazing bag maker. She really, really is. But she is very, very shortly going to be opening a new online shop. Super exciting. So it's not quite live yet, but I will link it below and you can pop in your email address and you'll be notified when it is fully live. But she very, very kindly sent me some bits as a kind of a pre-order. So I'm dying to show you. So basically what she's going to be selling is kind of bag fabric, which I think there's a huge gap in the Irish market for. There really, really is. So I got 2 different types and I cannot wait to get these made up. I think I showed you the hardware I got from the Little Sewing Tree recently, the lovely rose gold hardware, because I have a bag in mind to make. It's a Cara Threads bag. Again, it's called the Takisha bag, I think. I'll pop in a picture of it here. A lovely shoulder bag. Small enough you'd fit your keys, your wallet, your phone, all that good stuff, but it looks really, really nice. For that, I have got this beautiful faux leather fabric, and she's got the funniest names from this. Is called Brown Bread. So this is a beautiful thickness faux leather. Isn't that colour just absolutely gorgeous, which is screaming out to be a lovely bag. And then the lining, she has got great fabric for this, and it is called bonded nylon. Now I've never used this before, but she has used it a good few times, and I've seen bags where she's used it and it comes out beautifully. So I got this lovely colour. This kind of gives me ice cream vibes. I really love it. So this is going to be the lining. So it's kind of a shiny, almost kind of wiped clean fabric, and it's quite thick. It's on the thicker side. You don't need interfacing, which is marvellous, and it just makes the perfect bag lining. So I'm really, really looking forward to trying this. So this is going to be a new bag incoming, hopefully very, very soon. So I'm delighted Orla has started this shop. I wish her the very, very best of luck. And again, I will link it below, and be sure to follow her over on Instagram as well. So it's been a very, very busy week, hasn't it, folks? So that was all my happy post. I also shared on Instagram this week the reveal of my Halloween crochet blanket. So thank you very, very much for all the love you gave me on that. I'll pop in the little slow-mo here of the reveal. So much for making that. Obviously, I had to wear a pumpkin jumper and my witch's hat, because why not? I just wanted to mention a few more things that I've come across this week. Did you know you can get glitter to put on your fabric? No, I didn't either, and I've now gone down such a rabbit hole. I saw a reel about it, and I think it was on the Joe, June and May Instagram account, so I've used their patterns a good few times. They do beautiful free motion foundation paper piecing patterns, fabulous. And they showcased the Odif Shine Glitter Gel. So I use the Odif basting spray for my quilts, and they have a Shine Glitter Gel, which looks amazing. So you paint it on your fabric, leave it to dry, and it makes your quilt and your fabric all shiny. I mean, what could be better? I had a quick look. It does seem to be quite readily available. I found a few stockists in the UK, and I think you can get it on big brand shops as well, but I'm going to have to try this. It looks so great, and it comes in a variety of colours. You know how much I love sparkle, you know how much I love glitter, and this is an untapped area of my sewing where I can now add glitter to it. Delighted. There is a new TV show coming, and I think it's starting this weekend. It's on Sunday. I think it's on, I can't remember if it's BBC or Channel 4. I can't remember. I'll pop it across here. And it is called The Game of Wool. And it's basically a British bake-off, a British sewing bee about knitting. And it's hosted by the diver Tom Daly. You know how much he loves knitting as well. So I cannot wait to get started. I'm really curious about this show because knitting is not fast. So I'm not quite sure how they're going to do things in the time limit, or do they literally get sent away and say you have 6 months to make this jumper? So I'm very, very keen to take a look at that. I can access it here in Ireland. I'm not sure if it's going to be worldwide, but hopefully everybody will have access to it at some stage at least. So that's going to be very exciting. Two bits of news this week that I saw on Instagram. So Forget Me Not patterns sadly are closing down. I really enjoy their patterns. I made for So Fruity, I made their tote bag with the beautiful pleat detail, the Zentha tote, which I really love. And I'd also recently made the Kelly dress. I wore that to Stitch Festival back in March. Beautiful pattern, so I was very sad to see they're closing down. So if you do like any of those patterns, be sure to go over and support them, and to pick up any patterns that you have your eye on. I'll link them down below as well. Then this week, very sadly, Waves and Wild announced that they're closing down. And if you've watched my channel, you know I love their patterns. I have so many of their patterns for adult clothes, for children's clothes, for accessories, for homeware, for everything. So I was very sad to see that, and they're having a sale as well. However, this morning I've just seen that I think they've been made an offer for some other business to take them over. So I don't think this is quite the end of Waves and Wild. When I wrote my notes, it was. But then hot off the press, I don't think they're going away fully. So be sure to check out their Instagram down below and see what's going on. And again, if you have your eye on any of those patterns, please jump across. You can access them on their website, and you can also access them over on Etsy as well. So be sure to check them out, because their patterns are just fabulous. So it's very sad news that these places are closing down. But unfortunately, we see far too many of these days, and hopefully there's not too many more in the future. But it was encouraging that one of their businesses now has decided to being taken over, which shows a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel at least. So they were all my notes for this week. It's a bumper one, or not too bad, around 20 minutes, not too bad. So what have I got left to share with you? My plans. I keep mentioning about my Devonport dress. Have I got it started? No, not at all. It's still a pile of fabric. So I am determined to get my Devonport dress sorted, because I want to wear that to the knitting and stitching. I'd love to get started on my new bag. I think that's very exciting. There's a few other bits and pieces I'm going to be working on in the background as always. But I would just say, I'd like to say a massive thank you to everybody for watching. So this weekend, obviously Halloween. So we'll be doing various things with the boys as well. And then next week it's fully back to normal, but back to school, all that good stuff. The usual. So I am looking forward to getting back a little bit of normality back to life as well. So thank you very much for watching as always. I do hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too silly for you, but so I think I will leave it there for now. Thank you as always for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you like this video, I would love it if you give me a thumbs up, and also please consider subscribing. If you'd like to leave me a comment on anything you've seen in this video, please do in the comment box below. I'd be delighted to answer any of your questions. But for now, I will say goodbye. I hope you have a lovely week. I hope you get time for some lovely crafting, and happy Halloween.